Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And welcome to Regeneration Nation TV. Today we are reacting to the Ricky Gervais show. This is season 2. We're on episode 11. Mrs. Battersby. I want to say that was the name. Yep, Battersby. Mrs. Battersby.
I was trying to pull it up because we're telepathically connected and all. And I was like,
he knew that I forgot that name.
Is unsure what her last name was.
He knew already.
I'm like, pull it up before she gets here. You did well. We're here.
We're having an interesting discussion on how you say that word and the context that we use it in everyday life. Because he was talking about when you have teachers and you, like, if I read MRS, I'm going to say Mrs. But for the most part, I always called my teachers Miss this, like Miss this, whether they were married or not. But I know that there's a difference.
Yeah, because she said it before we started. She's like, okay, Mrs. Battersby. And it made me think, I'm like, that is how you're supposed to say that, but we don't use it.
Yeah.
We don't use it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
No teacher ever, most of your teachers,
yeah,
most of my teachers, I know that they were married.
Yeah.
And
you just called them their Miss Lipton or Miss,
Ms. Made up name.
Yeah.
Ms. Other made up name.
Yeah. It was never Mrs. I never stopped and was like, Mrs.
Yeah. We don't use it properly. Do you guys? Specifically with like teachers and things that you are constantly saying their name. Hey, Mrs. Patterson.
Yeah.
I just used it correctly. I think it depends on the last name because Mrs. Patterson.
That flows nicely.
I don't know, man. Anyways.
You say Miss Patterson,
this is a
Mrs.
discussion
Patterson.
That I would like to dive into deeper. Let's get into this.
Let's do it.
Powered up.
We are.
Ready for our space walk.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations.
Like, I don't notice it, and then you notice it when he's sitting right next to both of them. Like, it's ridiculous how tall he is.
Hello, and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington. All right.
You know, he's tall both ways, too. Like, some people are very tall, but they have just really long legs.
Yep.
They sit down and you're like, oh, it's
his
nice
torso is super long as well.
But yeah, his torso is so long too. He's the longest.
The number of times I find a theory that he said in gobbledygook, but it's true. I think that I think he's been dealt a bad hand in the brain department. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thoughts, Carl?
Well, your brain's in 2 bits, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I wonder if one half is really good, the other half's messing it up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel sometimes.
That could be the case. Yeah, well, it is split into 2, yeah, and they are responsible for different things.
Yeah.
It's like these sort of families where there's a kind of really bright kid and then a sort of wayward child who just gets into drugs and stuff. Sort of like that up there.
Yeah.
In your head.
Because you have quite sort of out there nebulous thoughts, and you've got a lot of common sense, haven't you?
And just having that that other sense of like, this is dodgy.
What spider sense?
Just that sense where you just go, I don't know why, but something's telling me I shouldn't be here.
You gotta listen to that. It's your gut.
Let's go.
It's your intuition.
And you move from it, and you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You don't know what's decided that. You know, it's like when you're lost. A part of my brain's got me lost, but then there's another bit that I don't know what it is, where they go left. And you do, and then you go, remember that time when you called me? I said, I don't know where I am, and I couldn't concentrate.
Think of that! I called him. I went, God, what are you doing? I don't know where I am.
What do you mean you didn't know where you were?
I got lost. I went
in
wandering.
London you got lost?
Yeah. And I went wandering, and then,
It's when he first moved into his new place. He was walking back from his old place to his new place, and he didn't know where he was. He tried
How can
to
you
take
ever
a short.
really get lost in London, though? I'm just... As a cabbie.
Well, yeah, I don't want to do that, because you feel bad pulling one over and then saying, where am I?
I've just come out from 1962. Where am I? Oh, my gosh.
What year is it?
I have a good sense of direction, so I mean that's what I assume he's talking about.
That would be me.
Just comes out of nowhere.
100%. I would literally move somewhere and try to go take myself and like, I got this. And no, without GPS, I would literally be lost.
Yeah, for sure. I can attest. She would be. I literally, we just walked out the other day. We parked over here. We go to walk out, and she's like walking straight right. And I'm like, Jess, we're literally right there. What are you doing? We just came out the store 10 minutes ago. I am the
definition of passenger princess. When I go out with you, there's not a care in the world. I'm literally singing tunes in my head. I'm like, he's got this. I don't have to worry about nothing.
I'm like, you don't remember? She's like, well, we were holding hands, remember? So I was distracted. You were kind of just guiding me.
I was just following you, man.
Yeah, autopilot.
Yeah, they didn't appreciate that, do they?
But I found my way back, didn't I?
Yeah.
But you told me one time that you much prefer getting lost. You love wandering around and getting lost. You said that's much better.
Yeah, it was a cold day. It was a cold day. I just wanted to be at home. I had things to do. There's a time and place to be lost.
This is
nice
true, though.
To even be blessed enough to have the leisure time to just get lost.
Yeah.
We actually have talked about doing that around here. We just moved to a new area, and I'm so lost all the time anyways.
Yeah.
I was like, we really should just kind of get lost one day and just go around
somewhere.
And find our way back. I don't know. I'm so confused all the time when I go anywhere right now.
Go on.
Well, a place you don't know.
What's the place to be lost?
Somewhere you don't know.
Right, good. Okay,
and
specific.
the
Time
time?
when you're not in a rush.
Right.
But that time I was in a rush, and I was cold.
So a typical argument in your head is what? I'm lost. I'll do one side of the brain. You do the other side of the brain. Okay, in your head. Okay. Carl.
What?
This isn't where we should be. You want to go home, didn't you? This isn't your house, because it's a field.
It's a field.
You live in a house, don't you? Why are we standing in a field? This isn't your house. You're meant to go home, but you've walked into a field.
No, but that wouldn't. I've never been that lost. When I'm walking across a field, at the edge of the field, I'd go, hang on a minute, this isn't right.
Like,
I wouldn't get in the middle. I wouldn't go that far. I'd go, right, I definitely shouldn't be here.
You did once. You were in the middle of a field, and your dad had to rescue you.
Yeah,
and carry
that's
you
when I
through
was a
the
kid, because I was reading as I was walking. That's...
No way. No way.
It actually did
Brought up
happen.
something that really happened. Well, that would never happen. You told me about it happening once. Wait. It's like, oh, wait, no,
I was
it did
reading
happen.
while I was walking.
That was different. I was reading and walking.
And he never read again.
But there's another sense. I was in the middle of nettles there.
Yeah.
I'd walked. It was at my brother's wedding in Cornwall, and I was walking near a cliff edge.
Reading a book.
And okay, so
Of course it's that big.
Carl, I know you're enjoying this book. Can I have a word with you? Just look past the book a minute. There's a big
He's
drop.
going over it.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened, and then
that's
when my other senses went, hang on a minute, I'm being stung. Load of nettles and stuff. And I just had to wait there for ages until my dad sort of thought, where's Carl?
Oh my God.
He's read a book.
Are you serious, dude?
No
I've never
way.
seen anyone. Have you ever seen anyone reading and walking?
No, but you see people on their phones and walking. And there's been so many times. Like when I used to work at the restaurant, there's people walking through with their phones. That used to annoy me so bad. Like it's such an enclosed space. Like get to your table first and then be on your phone all day. But you're
Inside
literally
of
walking
a restaurant,
in.
especially Texas Roadhouse, that's ridiculous.
So
walking
ridiculous.
and quickly checking a text, that's
No,
acceptable.
but people will literally
Trying
just
to
walk
read
around
a full
and
book,
just look like this.
What?
Just
I
get
don't
on
get
their
that.
stuff. And like it's dangerous because people do it while they're driving. Like I'm guilty of it, checking this, checking that, or whatever. I try not to though, because I know that I can, in a split second, I can freaking
It's true.
wreck
You're
into something.
I
But yeah,
have exactly 3 seconds to check this. 1, 2, 3.
and that's it.
we're
Yeah,
good.
I got it.
Anything happened at a second and a half, though, you would have been screwed.
Exactly, and that's how long it takes. Anything can happen. But yeah, there's people that walk across the street. Their kids have their tablets in their hands. They're walking in
I
a
don't
parking
know
lot.
if
I'm
we're
like,
living in the same way. I've never seen such things. That's ridiculous.
I used to-
honk. I'd be like, beep, beep.
Fuck me
dangerous,
like
dangerous.
a cartoon.
But why are you wandering off reading a book when it's your brother's wedding?
No, this was like, we were in, I think it was St Ives in Cornwall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in St Ives, and just, you know, it was a nice day and that. There was no telly in the place. It was a horrible house.
Horrible
It was haunted, actually. No, honestly.
No, not honestly. It wasn't haunted. There's no such thing as ghosts. So you saying honestly it was haunted means fuck all.
It's the weirdest place and weirdest sensation I've ever had. I spoke to a woman called Mrs. Battersby.
Right.
Who sat on my bed keeping me up all night. My mum came up, she said, you look shattered. I said, yeah, I haven't had a kip all night. She said, why? I said, I've been talking to Mrs. Battersby. She said, who's that? I said, no, some old woman. Now, I can't remember it now, but that's what I did then. And then...
Sorry. So Mrs. Battersby didn't exist. Is that what you're saying? She was the ghost?
Yeah.
Wasn't the landlady?
No, there's no landlady. It's a big house, about 12 bedrooms in it.
Right.
Dead cheap to stay there because it was a wreck. My
Were
mum
you
and dad
ill?
went out
Were you
one
ill?
night.
Did you have flu at the time?
No, I had nothing like that.
So you were sitting up, but you were awake, and you were having a conversation with Mrs. Battersby.
What did she look like?
I can't remember. I can't even remember having the chat now.
Right,
but
so...
at the time, I was
Okay,
like, oh, she just doesn't shut up.
This goes both ways with me. I cannot watch paranormal stuff because it is so freaky to me, because I think there's a little bit in me that thinks that it could be real.
Oh, you definitely do. And I do too. Because every time we're recording in this or whatever, at nighttime, I'll be like, oh, I left the lights on. I go to turn the lights off.
And he books it. You can hear him.
Dude,
it sounds like a freaking bowling ball coming.
The fan's haunted. It just shuts off and comes on randomly.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not.
You never told me this.
What are you talking about? We had a guy here to fix the fan.
Oh, well, that's just wiring. That doesn't have anything to do with being haunted.
And it erased her memory of the whole event. Wow. It's even worse than I thought.
Okay, so he's talking about when he was younger and he was a kid. And I feel like kids can see stuff that you don't see. Like in our old house, Allie would look inside the spare bedroom. Like she would look through the kitchen and there's like an extra bonus little area that was built after after the house was bought and all that stuff. But she would always like just look and she would like point at something. And then she would like, I don't know, talk to it, wave to it. I don't know. But it would freak you out, man.
It's called using her imagination.
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like kids use their imagination way more than adults do. So it could just be them just playing up and imagining something. Like he could be up there talking to somebody and just create this character in his head and say it to his mom.
I'm telling myself it was out of cope. But
yeah.
I have a kind of similar story. When I was younger, I don't know this lady at all, but my parents dropped me off with this older lady. Me and my siblings, we stayed there for like a few days. By the end of it, she's like convinced me that she's my grandmother. I'm telling her that I love her, all this stuff. We get picked up. We're on the ride back. I'm talking about it. I'm like, yeah, when are we going to go see her again? I love her, my grandma. They're like, that is not your grandma. You're not related to her at all. What are you talking about? I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been hanging out with her for 3 days.
Yeah,
she told me
family.
she's my grandma and all this stuff.
Oh, God.
I was there when the doctors were coming there. I was holding her hand and stuff as they were working. I was like, what? I never saw that lady again. I don't even know what that situation was.
Oh, my gosh.
She might not even exist. It might have been Mrs. Battersby.
True. She might have.
I can't remember. I can't even remember having the chat now.
Right,
but at the time, I was like, oh, she just doesn't shut up. Chatting all night.
So you don't remember this happening? Or you do remember it happening?
No, I remember that, like, if I see my mum now and I mention St. R, she'll go, oh, yeah, Mrs. Battersby. She remembers coming in because she was older than me, wasn't she? So to her, my mum.
Was she?
Yeah.
How old was Mrs. Battersby? She was older than both of you.
She was old because I'm calling her Mrs. Battersby. If she was my age, I'd probably say, oh, it's Susan or whatever.
Right, sure.
You call older
Miss
people
Battersby.
by the surname, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, so she kept me up all
were you?
night. You know, I'm thinking of pictures at the wedding.
Why do you have to go through other things to just have a memory?
How old do you reckon you were?
I don't understand why you haven't got direct access to your memories.
How old do you reckon you were?
Your mum was older, though, yeah?
You must have a vague idea of when this event was.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm picturing a picture of myself at this wedding.
Okay.
And how old are you? What are you doing?
How tall?
I say I look about.
How were you?
I say I look about 7 or 8. Looking at the picture.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So Mrs. Battersby is chatting away to you. You don't remember what she said, but you do remember having the conversation.
No, he doesn't remember it
I
at all.
don't remember the chat now.
Well, then
So-
why are you telling us?
It's
You
not
must
your
remember it
memory.
because you're telling us about
It's not
it.
your
Because it's a
memory.
memory. My mum's reminded me of it.
Yeah, but all it says is, this is so far removed. This is hearsay that your mum said.
Right.
You
This is
spoke to a ghost
hearsay.
once, and you don't even remember the ghost.
Mrs. Battersby.
No,
Yeah,
you
no, but
remember
you
the
don't
name,
remember
don't
her.
you? I'm reminding you of
In
it.
a court of law, if there was a ghost court, they go hearsay, thrown out of court.
Right.
You don't have a memory of Mrs. Battersby.
Look, I know that when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I ate a beetle. I ate a beetle because I thought it was licorice. Now, I can't remember that now.
You can't remember that, but you know it happened because your mother told you it happened.
Exactly.
Right. But the fundamental thing is that we can believe...
Okay, the beetle, eating a beetle is one thing, but if your mom's telling you all about the ghost and all this stuff, it's like, hold on, what kind of mom do you have? Is she all into conspiracy theories and, like, Ouija boards?
Yeah.
Weird stuff?
Is she trying to convince you that happened? It could be a fabricated story, and she just was trying to get it into your memory.
If you have no memory of it, you were abducted by a ghost when you were a kid. You were gone a week.
You were actually abducted by aliens when you were 4, and
he would believe
we didn't get
it.
you
He'd
back.
be given the story later in life. It happened. She told me it did.
Yes, my mom said
We
it.
can believe you ate a beetle, right? Because that is something that could happen in real life. But what we're questioning is that you spoke to a ghost.
What sort of beetle was it?
Just one of them standard beetles, just a little black shiny one.
Thing is,
Oh,
right, a couple of years
guys.
ago, we were in the Ivy, and the food came, and there's a big blob of wasabi, right? It was like called an Oriental hors d'oeuvre, right? And I looked over at Carl, and he started going, drinking water. I said, what have you done? He said, I heard that. I said, that was a blob of wasabi. He said, I thought it was one mushy pea.
That's a classy restaurant. They're serving one mushy pea.
Well, they do that, don't they?
Wow.
Small
Don't
portions.
eat
It's all
the
trendy, isn't it?
pistachio ice
It's
cream.
exactly the same.
Quoting Tomater. Are you quoting Tomater? Oh my goodness. Hey, it's Carl, so it's kind of close.
Small portions. It's all trendy, isn't it?
I love the fact that it's exactly the same thing. They've swapped beetle for wasabi and licorice for pea. You see things, you see something.
It's a good job you remembered that anecdote, though, because he doesn't.
Exactly, yeah. In years to come, we'll be going, I ate some wasabi once. Did you?
Yeah.
Well, according to Ricky, I did. Yeah, I was in the Ivy. I thought it were mushy pea.
So hang on, I just want to go back to Mrs. Battersby because you confidently said it was haunted. It was the most haunted place.
Yeah.
But you've got no evidence for it because even you claim you had this encounter, you don't even remember it.
But you don't remember everything in life,
But you
do you?
supposedly had a conversation with a ghost.
I know, but I didn't know. When I was younger, I
But you
didn't think
remember
that
the
was a
specifics
ghost.
of an ant walking around.
Yeah, so you thought, so I see. If you'd have had the memory, it would just be a nice old lady on the end of your bed all night.
Right.
And then...
Then when I mentioned it, my mum was saying, what do you mean, Mrs. Battersby? Who's Mrs. Battersby?
Right.
When you're a kid, you're not terrified, are you?
No.
Nothing scares
I mean,
you.
I'm beginning to think, who the fuck is Mrs. Battersby, I must admit. But
So, yeah, that was, it was a weird place. I mean, there was no telly. All they had for sort of company was a calculator.
Hey, those could keep kids entertained for hours.
Those are
The little
mad.
buttons
It
and
sounds
stuff.
miserable. And I've had days like that too, where you don't have anything but a calculator. What the
Oh
heck?
my gosh, yeah, there's those memories. But yeah, one time we went to this freaking prairie museum thing. I don't even know what it was. But we were on this bus and it was hot and sticky and it was dry heat. And it was so hot that even if you rolled the windows down, all the air that's blowing in is like hot air.
Yeah.
So it was just making it worse. But I just remember that the ride to it is all I remember because we went to go to explore this museum and it was so hot. It was ridiculous.
Carl, you're the strangest little man that's ever lived. Company had to go.
No.
There goes Carl with his friend. What's his friend? Oh, it's a little...
It's a Sanyo 4197G.
I love that. That's amazing.
Oh, calculator,
sad.
do that boobs thing again.
My mum and dad used to go out. I stayed in
Just
there.
shots of him with his calculator on the beach. My only friend was a calculator.
Stupid.
Oh, God. Just imagine shots of him in Vietnam just carrying Tommy.
When the battery's tied, that's beautiful.
They were going
Way
so
too
deep on
into
this.
this.
Barrels roll over the floor. Oh, fucking hell. The only company was a
They
calculator.
were losing it over this. Oh my
With a
god.
brick. Oh, fuck me.
Jeez Louise, that
They
was
lost
too
it.
long.
We
They
have to
went
face
so
facts
deep.
here.
Go on.
The world is old.
Hold on. All right, okay.
The world is old. The world
That
is old.
is a fact.
Yep.
That is a fact.
It's the same as if you've got a gran who's 70.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do for her. You can say you're warm, but at the end of the day, she's still going to be shitting her pants. She's still going to be, forgetting things
Right.
and all the rest of it. And you might be taking care of her, but at the end of the day, the good days are gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in a way, like the world, it's got to a point that it's old. And, yeah, we can say turn the tap off, turn the lights off, close the windows, stop letting heat out.
The earth, metaphorically, is shitting its pants.
We are not the same as the first man that nature made.
No. No, we're not, no.
And that's where we went wrong.
This is profound stuff.
And if we didn't interfere at that point, we might have been more suited to the conditions now. Auntie Nora, I'm cold. She doesn't want double glazing.
Why not?
Just because she's worried that when people come round and sort of knock on the door, she won't hear them because it's all sort of double glazed.
But they're knocking on the door.
No, but she said that she didn't like a bell. It makes her jump too much.
Well, how do they get in now?
Well, it's the thin door and thin glass. You hear it. It's not like soundproof like double glazing is.
What? So they have to knock.
They knock like that on the door, and she can hear that because it's like a wooden door. Why are they going to double
glaze the door? Is it a glass door?
No, they want to put that PVC door in with the thicker glass.
She's scared by. You don't want a doorbell because that alarms her, but the knocking is fine.
The knocking's fine because you get to know knocks.
Why don't they have a bell that when you press it, it makes that noise?
Because they haven't done that yet.
That's so smart, actually. I want a doorbell that knocks now. Oh my gosh.
That when you press it, it makes that noise.
Because
they do have those. They do have those.
Well, of course, this came out a long time
but
ago.
I'm
and
saying
this show really, they stole a lot of ideas from this show.
But didn't they have something where you could record your own doorbell sound?
I don't know.
Never mind.
Answer
just
the
creating.
door. Hey Jess, someone's at the door.
Like that. So when they press the doorbell, she hears. That's easy. That's done. You could sort that out for her.
Well, I don't want to start getting dragged into it because...
why did you make Auntie Nora a bell that knocks?
Well, it could be done, but the fact of the matter is it isn't, and that's why I shouldn't want double glazing.
But why didn't you tell her, say, Auntie Nora, have double glazing, be warm, be safe. Hear the knock. Hear the knock of the bell on the doubly door.
The bell
Auntie
has
Nora, hear the knock of the bell on the doubly door.
She could fart until she's blue in the face. No one will be able to hear.
But look,
no one will be able to smell it.
But this is
double
it.
glazing.
This is
tremendous.
This is it, though, isn't it? She wouldn't be around now if it wasn't for people interfering, coming up with tablets, making weak people live longer.
Right. You're annoyed at that. You're annoyed.
I love it. He's such a fascist, isn't he? Auntie Nora, a weak person who has been allowed to live.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No,
eugenics is where you'd be happier.
But don't you see what I'm saying, though? The way the world... We've changed more than the world has. We can't handle anything now, can we? Look at it. Like I say, a bit of snow, a bit of cold, everything comes to a standstill.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go out, it's dangerous, you'll slip over. People having time off work.
Yeah. What would you do, right? If you run a business, right?
I get what he's saying, I guess, but I mean, I've seen ice road truckers, dude. Mm-hmm. Okay. They're still getting stuff done.
Bad mamma jammas right there.
Crazy conditions.
For real. It doesn't affect them.
Like, there are a few jobs that people do on this earth that there is no way that you could possibly have done them 100 years ago, 200 years ago. And the farther you go back, there's just the possibility of that job getting done. Those deep sea fishermen on the crazy parts of the ocean that like I would never go into.
Yeah, super crazy because they have all the equipment to keep them somewhat safe. It's still a dangerous job, but they have all the, I don't know. But yeah, that's crazy. I don't know where his brain is going. It's like he thinks that the quality of life, like after you're 70 years old,
there's some
there's
people
no reason
who are
to
way softer. Like more people than not.
Yeah.
More people than not have definitely grown softer.
True.
And it's like, it's snowy outside. Like you would probably die literally sooner in certain conditions now than you would have because we've lost our touch. We've lost it.
We have a lot of things
We're
that
not
protect
still
us.
Game.
And
a lot of us are not still game, okay?
Oh, look at
your business could go under, right? It snows a bit. You got 10 employees. You're paying them well, and they go, I can't come in today, Carl. A bit icy. I'll do it, okay? Right, they're snowed in, right? You're running the business. What are you running?
It's a let's not. I'm not going to big myself up. It's just it's a factory. It's
big myself up. Dude. His imagination can't even go too high. He's like, I'm
just regular,
just normal
job.
guy.
U-bends for
toilet. So you run okay. So you pay them all right, don't you?
I'd say most of them are on above average.
So you're there. What time do you get in?
About 8:45.
8:45, waiting for them to come in at 9, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, right, it's snowing. It's a bit snowy, you got there. It took you a bit while. You'd set off early, did you? Or?
Gave myself a bit more time because I had to put the heating on in the car.
Okay, ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Hello, KP Plumbing.
Oh, is that Miss Pilkington?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Who's that?
Oh, it's Sheila. Listen.
Sheila, shouldn't you be here by now?
Yeah, no, I was going to set off.
We'll set off now. Stop wasting time. We've got a big order on.
No, I know.
We're all on a bonus here if we get this done. I'll see you in 10 minutes, shall I?
I can't make it.
What?
I can't make it.
Why not?
The car won't start and it's slippy on the drive. I just can't get out.
Get the transport. I'll see you in. I'll give you 20 minutes, all right? Don't worry about it. Thanks for calling. I'll see you in a bit.
I'm also scared of the ice. I'm scared of the ice. I'm not gonna come in today. It's dangerous.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna wait until the ice and snow goes away, and then I'm gonna come in.
But they're predicting it's gonna be about 2 weeks before they clear all this.
I can't really travel in this. It's a bit dangerous.
Well, I'll tell you what. You stay at home. I'll replace you. Because I need someone to come in.
What, you're firing me because I can't get into work with this?
Well, I got into work, Sheila.
Yeah, I know, but
exactly.
you didn't with me, do you? If you did.
So he's playing a part in unraveling his whole point.
He's getting sued right now.
Live with me.
No, but it was bad where I was as well. I'm here.
Do you know how bad it is here? When you come round and have a look how bad it is here, you drive my... Tell you what, you come round and drive my fucking car because I'm snowed in, you fucking calling me a cunt. And I'll tell you, if you fire me, I'll take you to drive uni, you bald-headed wanker.
Right, you're fired anyway for that.
You're in fucking trouble then.
Right, and then she's...
Dude, this same thing happened. Like, literally, I was working in a factory job. We had a hurricane that came in. So much of Jacksonville got flooded. Mm-hmm. And the front of our neighborhood, there was 2 entrances. And not only was there a train crossing across both entrances, sometimes there would a train would come across going real slow. You'd be stuck in the neighborhood, couldn't even get out.
Yeah.
But anyways, there was like a dip down on both roads, and the water was flooded across the road. I couldn't get to work. They're like, well, you're going to get a point. And at that job, if you got over 3 points, then you couldn't get any raises. You couldn't like move up or anything until you got below 3 points. 1 point fell off like every 90 days or something. Anyways, it was like, you want me to like swim across this and then get an Uber or a taxi? Like what do you want me to do right now?
Wow.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
They did not care. They're like, nah, if you don't come, you're getting a point and that's it.
That's insane. That's crazy. Not any like consideration for things that could happen.
Like, dude, look at the little mini river that has formed.
Yeah.
I'm not swimming across that.
She's done with. She's weak anyway.
Ring, ring.
She's
Ring, ring.
KP Plumbing.
Hiya, is that Miss Pilkington?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Hi, it's Bob here.
Bob.
Yeah, bit of trouble. In my area, it's absolutely snowing. It's impossible. No one's getting out. I live near Sheila.
Bob, listen. Yeah, well, Sheila's just been on. She's saying she can't get in either.
She can't. I've just seen her out there trying to dig her car out, and she's about. She's really tried hard to get to work, but she can't do it because she's not very rich, and her car doesn't work. She hasn't got the right tyres, and there's no public transport. They've cancelled those. Wrong snow on this country. I'm not going to make it in today, son. So I'll see you tomorrow, right, boy?
Well, no, you're saying you'll see me tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you'll probably call up tomorrow with the same thing.
Well, only if it's snowing still.
No, listen.
It might not
I can't run a business like this, Bob.
Yeah, it's not my fault, is it really?
So go round to Sheila's and like slag me off if you want. But I'll tell you what, you're not coming back here. Oh. Fuck off.
Yes.
Give him one chance.
Yes.
Well, you didn't even give him one chance.
No, because they've done it before.
That was amazing. That dude.
He takes his boss life seriously.
Oh shit, that's that. He's only gone and written it down.
Yay! Carl's diary is back.
The jingle there to announce yet another reading from Carl Pilkington's diary. My mum called me to ask me to look in some of the magazine shops in London for a magazine that she can't find. It's called UFO Data. I said, I ain't heard of it. She said she's seen an advert for it in one of her ghost magazines.
I love it.
Oh my god.
See where he gets it from.
Now
Grandma
the mystery
Pilkington.
has been unraveled. Mrs. Battersby was created by Mom. She is obviously a ghost enthusiast.
This is Grandma, right? Or was that Mom?
I thought that was his
I might
mom.
have misheard.
But yeah, she put that story in his head. She's been studying ghosts for a long time.
That she
He
can't
just
even
wanted
find
them
the
to be
magazine
there.
about unidentified flying objects.
Yeah. So we get a clue
She
there.
thinks, I think I saw something, but I don't know whether it was a magazine or not.
So we get a clue there as to why you give any credence to this crap.
Yeah, well, it's, I mean...
Mama Pilkington's into the same shit.
There's a lot of space out there, isn't there?
She said that this magazine has got news story about how Aldrin, brackets astronaut, has got some evidence that aliens exist.
Yeah.
I told her that I found out today that the days are about 36 minutes longer on Mars. We chatted about how this is how they are more advanced than us. Do you mean the Martians?
Yeah, if they've got a longer day, that's more time that they're awake working on stuff.
Right, yeah, we know that makes no difference at all.
No, it does.
Think about it. Think about it.
Look, think about it. 6 o'clock here.
Yeah.
People are going, see you tomorrow. I'm going home. They'll be going, another half hour. They've got a longer day. Productive.
And that's why they're able to fly.
That's why they're whizzing around. It adds up, doesn't it, over the years?
Christ almighty, what?
You know, that kind of makes me feel good, though, because you can imagine, like, him and his mom have that in common.
Right.
They've probably had so many hour-long conversations. You know
Of
what I mean?
conspiracies and, like...
But still, just, him
It's
and
bonding.
his mom. It's
Yeah.
bonding. They probably have a really strong, great relationship.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's
they talk
awesome.
about other things besides UFOs and aliens and Bigfoot, but still.
Hopefully.
It's good. Not everybody has long conversations with their mom about anything. So it's just, I like that.
That's why they're able to fly.
That's why they're whizzing around. It adds up, doesn't it, over the years?
Christ almighty, what drivel?
Suzanne got in from work at 11:30. I told her about the UFOs in Mars. She said she's too tired to chat. I said, does it mean aliens will be more tired than us, or do they get more sleep? I got no answer. I love it when Suzanne goes in. She never indulges
No,
in
it scares her. Anything with ghosts and UFOs, she sort of...
It doesn't
ignores
scare her,
does
it bores
scare
her.
No, it freaks
Of
her out.
course, exactly.
Scares her.
That was perfect.
Okay. Read about a pub that is getting some stick because they've stopped a horse going in. It's been the horse's regular for ages, but there's been some new owners who've taken over the pub and they said they're serving fresh food and don't want a horse in there anymore.
What?
He's been coming there for ages, though, dude.
I met Suzanne after she
That's
finished work
not
and we went for a
healthy
brew.
at
That's
all.
his local pub. How
But
you
what
gonna
if he
do this
poos
to him?
in there? That's not
He
sanitary
might be
at
half
all.
horse, half man.
That's terrifying.
But
If
you
I
just
saw,
can't tell that much.
I mean, I guess it would be interesting, like a sightseeing thing, or like something like a freak show thing that you just would be cool to walk in there and see a horse inside of a bar. But then when you think about eating and drinking there, it's like I don't feel comfortable doing that in this place.
Oh yeah, and I'm all fine with it until he starts using the bathroom. Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
this, I'm out.
this is a little messed up, actually.
I met Suzanne after she finished work and we went for a brew in another cafe.
Gosh, Jesus.
It's always having a brew in a calf.
It's like a sitcom.
So fun.
Suzanne
like
said I looked tired and fed up. She taught me some way to breathe that will relax me. I wasn't feeling that relaxed though because the person behind the counter was banging about making a coffee. Noise stresses me out. I wonder if less deaf people die of stress than people with working ears do.
Oh, it's the theories.
It is such a
He
noisy
does
world,
theories
don't it?
based on his perspective, and he thinks that everybody else feels the same way almost.
Yeah.
It's like he puts everybody else in the same bubble that
He's
he's
using
in.
his perspective to like solve the universe's mysteries. That's not good. It takes a village.
London is noisy, very noisy.
I think just everywhere, just noise in general. They were
Yeah.
saying how like every noise has been used at least 5 times or something.
What do you mean?
Because there's only so many noises in the world.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't
No,
know what
this
you're
is
talking
like the
about.
Well, there's only so
alphabet
many-
What do you
thing.
mean every noise has been used 5 times?
There's
I don't
only
know
so
what
many
that
letters in the
means.
alphabet.
I don't know what it means.
Because
Every noise once has been used at least 5 times.
there's only so many noises. It's like a piano, isn't there? There's only so many notes.
Yeah,
And there's only so many noises.
right.
But because there's so much stuff, the same noises are being used again.
I don't know what that means.
By whom?
How?
Who's reusing the noise?
By whatever.
So a
you'll have-
woodpecker when it's...
I get what he's like. I'm a gamer, so yeah, I get that. Like, there's different noises. Sometimes you'll combine them to make like a new noise, but like how many times can you do that before you run out of noises and you start to reuse noises?
But he's acting like that's an issue, like it's going to be the end of the world if we use all the noises. The way that his brain works, he did the same thing with the alphabet. Like, there's only so many words we can come up with because we keep using the same letters over and over again. And he's like, we're going to run out. And I'm like, I don't understand.
I thought, like, man, how many songs, there are so many songs that come out to where the hook is like a saying that we say all the time. And I'm like, man, how did it take this long to make this song? You know what I mean? Like, how that's something we say every day. Of course it made it into a song. It's just you got to figure out how to put it into a song. But eventually, are we going to run out of that?
No. I don't think so.
Eventually, somebody's going to figure out how to put all of these things that we
I'll
say
tell you one thing
into a song.
I'm going to take it to a Carl Pilkington explanation in my head that just came up, and I'm just going to say it because he gets away with it all the time. So I'm going to do it if it makes sense or not. But when I was younger and I used to write essays, which was something that I loathed in school because you had to do like 300 character or 300, you know what I mean? You had to make sure that it was this long.
I liked writing essays.
I would make up stuff so much, but literally I was the worst plagiarizer ever because I would go onto a site, get what I needed, the answer, but I would literally change the word into a similar word. So like you can literally do that for some of these songs. Like, you say that it's a saying that we say all the time.
Yeah,
you can take the saying and then just change one of the words in it. So I feel like it could be infinite to a point, maybe.
Nah, you're right. Lingo's always changing too. You've got all this, whatever they call the Zoomer slang. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Really short
Yeah,
words and change
some birds make noises that would sound like a Ford Escort, just because there's only so many noises that people can use.
Noises are a byproduct. Outside an instrument, noises are a byproduct. A machine, they don't go, watch me make this noise, make this machine. It makes the noise it makes when it's doing something.
Why does it make that noise? Why not pick another noise?
They don't pick the noise. A printing press makes the noise because it's the sound of the thing going down.
Yeah,
you know, a hammer makes that noise because that's what it does. No one's going, oh, can we make a different noise? No, it's a byproduct.
No, so there's only so many noises.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you
Winston
mean either.
dropped
I'm
down,
going crazy.
I went, can you make it go? That's the noise it made.
I know, but then, say like a new frog comes out.
Oh, what do you mean a new frog comes out?
They find a new type of frog,
Right.
it makes a noise, and they'll go, yeah, I knew it was going to sound like that.
What are you talking
Because
about?
there's only so many noises. No animal comes out and makes like a weird noise. And you
brought
go,
back
that
his
noise.
little owl
They go,
sloth
that sounds like a chicken.
smell.
Or it sounds like a Ford Escort. Or there's only so many
Ford
noises.
Escort
Sounds like a Ford Escort.
Well,
No, but
there
there'll be
can't be
some
many
animal.
because you've used Ford Escort twice.
Yeah, where do you hear a
So
Ford
you're running out
Escort?
of noises. You've come up with chicken and Escort so
I
far.
can't
The
explain
problem
it.
is a Ford Escort sounds a bit like an Austin Allegro. So I don't know.
Yeah. And a chicken, you're ripping off the turkey, you cunt.
Too much. I can't. Why? Why does he think the way that he thinks, and why is
I
it
get
so
what he's
hilarious?
saying, and it is true. Like,
What do you mean?
There'd be
You
a loud
explain that
bang.
to me then,
There'd be a
please.
loud bang going off, and you're like, I don't know if that was a gunshot, somebody doing work on their house, a firework, a car accident. Like, it'd be like, I'm not really sure because the sound was so similar. It could have been a multitude of things, and
But-
that could be a lot of things. Something can happen downstairs right now with our sons down there. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, was it this? Was it this? Was it this?
But
That's not an issue.
what is the point that he's trying to make, though? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know.
So you're saying that you get what he's saying.
No, I get what he's saying. Like, there are a lot of things that sound alike. That, like, there's only so many noises that you start to, like, okay, that sounds like that. That sounds like that. That sounds like that. Like I said, I've played a lot of games to where it's like, okay, this sounds just like this other game sound effect whenever something happens.
I get that part of it,
But there's I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
If he, and I don't even know if that was his point, but if his point was like, it's a problem, we're going to run out of sounds.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it at that point. Then that's where he lost me.
He lost me in the whole thing. I'm just like, the fact that he's like, this sound that this thing makes, which is an automatic sound that comes out of this thing without anybody interfering with it.
It's like you're like, oh, that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. But it wasn't nails on a chalkboard. It was something else that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. But it's like, oh, that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. Can we change it up a little bit?
I don't understand. I'm just as confused as when the conversation started.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. You are welcome.
Well, if there's anything you learned from this episode, you guys, just make sure that you are rationing your letters of the alphabet, please, and when you're making up words, and then make sure you're rationing the sounds that you make as well. Like we're gonna run out soon. We don't know how much longer we have with those two things. So
yep.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the noises that you make.
We've been told in the comments like, oh, Jess sounds like this person. Mike sounds like this person. I don't know if that was an issue now looking back. Maybe they were like, you should stop sounding like that. I don't know why you do it.
We're running out of sound, so I have to sound like somebody else. Like I have to copy somebody else because we're running out of the noises. I can't not do it.
You're doing it again. All right, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, friends.
Peace.
I'm not scared of your love.